Good evening, everyone. Today is 17 June 2026, 9:30 p.m. Welcome to our day two daily stand-up meeting. We are officially one day into our development cycle. So before we dive into our developers progress, I want to note that we've actually added a new user story to our product backlog item list. So this user story will be further addressed in our last sprint, which is sprint 3, which next week. So just to let you guys know what is this new user story. So here's a heads up. It is US 203 student to lecturer messaging. So actually, before this meeting, developer really brought this up to me because NextScholar apparently did not have this method of messaging the lecturers as a student. We do address as a student, we message, we as a lecturer message students, which is addressed in the user story 202, but we don't have a feature that can message the lecturers as a student. So I'm going to show you the logs. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so as you can see, I've updated the description of the user story US203. For those wondering, because our original US203, as the developers already know in the product backlog item list, it is actually the immediate notification feature. But you can see that I've updated the description. So I'm going to show you the updated description of this US203 user story. So as you can see, the description now is, as a student, I want to message lecturers directly within NextScholar so that my communication with the lecturer is faster compared to email. So there is the newly added user story. So I'm going to show you the US204, which I created. So you guys might be wondering, what is this US204? So this is basically to store the original US203 with the immediate notification. So I'm going to show you the US203 because I updated the description. For the US204, as I mentioned, it is the immediate notification. This is the original US203 user story. So you can see that the US203, the story points is 8 because this addresses the messaging lecturers as a student. And for the US202, we also have as a lecturer, we can message student, which is also a story point of 8. Next, you can see the US204, the story point is still fine, with the original US203, which is also fine. So I'm going to look at the developer's progress. I'm going to click at screen 2. So I can see that US2001, the roster list feature is already in the testing phase. So I would like you guys to share your developer's progress because apparently there are some tasks that are already in development phase. So let's start with Yanbing. Can you tell me what's your progress for today?
Okay. Today I finished study the prototype today. Lectures correct their own custom groups. The university labs you see here are just an example, and I also put a chat and the save button on each student card as a simple example for the it list function. But this function is not fully finished right now. Also, I haven't designed the pop-up window for correcting new rosters yet, and and uh, there are no back message button on the top toolbar either, which are both required by US 201. So I'll edit this miss parts and finish the it to list function later. So that's all.
Okay, that's really good progress. That is a pretty good draft. So I'm going to ask our tester slash developer with Hongjie. So what is your progress, your test for your testing?
Yes, yesterday actually our team successfully made features that is functionable, which you can see it's moved to the testing the add roster list. So I have going to test the function. Now I will be sharing the screen. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. All right. So first I'm testing is our previous function is still function well. Oh, and then our new function is the adding roster list, which is this one, the star icon. So this one is work well. When it is added to the roster list, the star will be filled with the yellow color. After that, I saw another thing is, okay, I still consider to our previous function. It still work well after we uh adding the adding the students to the roster list. And then the problem occurs is when I try to make the second person to the roster list, it's cannot works, just cannot works. As you can see, and I click here, then this is being deselect. So it is being removed from the roster list. And proceed with the next also. Still the same problems. It only can select one student to be added to the roster list. And this previous function still works well. So it's still considered as good because after we adding the new function, it doesn't affect on the previous function, which is viewing the BIOS of every student. But the problem is the function cannot be applied to multiple user. So that's all from me, and I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay,
Well, that's
that's
all for
okay.
my testing.
Okay. That's a pretty major flaw that I observed. Thank you, Tang Hengjie, for identifying this weakness because with this weakness that we can only add only one person into the roster list. So this kind of defeats the purpose of having a roster list. So I would like to move on to the next developer. Really, can you show me your work?
Yes. Yesterday I started designing the chat interface and messaging functionality. Today I will continue to developing the chat interface. For the chat interface design, I'm using a 3-column layout. So I will share it right now. Could you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see my design is 3-column layout, and the left side is the group conversation list that have the category like unread, person, project of group. No, it's a group of project group, and the roster list. I think this roster list is typo. It's RASTER. And the middle part is the chat box. So the lecturer and student can chat here, and the right hand side is the summary card. So here will display the summary card of the selected person. It's like it. That's all.
Okay. That user interface, I think it looks pretty clean. And also, I have also seen that there's a typo, so you can fix it later on. And yeah, that's a pretty good draft for our tomorrow developing. So for the next developer, you mean, how is your progress for today?
So yesterday, after being assigned user story 303, and I reviewed the requirements for providing quick visual guidance and the expansion in Next Scholar. And I identified the key features that need improvement and guidance, and I plan to place a tooltip components. So I already worked on adding the tooltips to important features, and I will share my screen now. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I already added the tooltips on this AI matching, as you can see, is here. And I add the AI tool matching, so to provide guidance and explanation for the AI matching. And when there is mouse over interaction, which is like this, and it will show the something similar to this, some quick explanation about that. Can you guys see that? Quick explanation about this. And that's my uh progress. So I added all the tooltips that is needed for features that need guidance. While
Okay.
adding the tooltip, I faced difficulties in finding suitable placement and content of each tooltip because the expansion needed to be clear and short. So for a solution, I review every feature that is needed to place the tooltips so that I can maintain a clean UI design.
Okay, understood. So overall, I think everyone has done well. So looking ahead, what is the core focus for everyone tomorrow?
So tomorrow I will design the correct new roster pop-up, add the bug message button, and also work on the H2D function.
Tomorrow, I will start to implement the message sending and receiving feature and finish the user story 202.
Lindsay, do you have any opinion about tomorrow's testing?
All right. Since I'm not personally involved with the design, I am only testing, so I will continue to communicate with others developers to make sure they are on the same page, like they fulfill the requirement and make sure the testing is smooth.
Okay,
So that's all.
okay. That sounds like a solid plan for everyone, for every developer for tomorrow. So before we wrap up, are there any blockers or issues that you are facing that I can help to clear? Or is there any problem you want to discuss with other developers?
No blocks here.
No, all good on my end.
I have no issue on the testing today.
So every developer has no issue, yeah? Okay, great. Fantastic. We are moving at a great pace. So let's keep this momentum going into tomorrow. Good night, everyone. I will end this day two meeting now.